Could a single penny in your pocket be worth a life-changing fortune? Imagine stumbling upon a Lincoln cent from 2019 that's valued at a jaw-dropping $5.6 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, buckle up, because in this video, we're diving into the mysterious and money-making world of the rare 2019 Lincoln pennies, and how you could strike it rich with just one lucky coin. Background and design: 031 to 2 o'clock, Lincoln pennies from 1909 to 2019. The Lincoln penny has been a staple in American pockets since 1909, honoring our 16th president. Over the years, it's seen many design changes, from the classic wheat back, to the memorial reverse, and more recently, the Union Shield design introduced in 2010. The 2019 Lincoln cent continued this modern style, but here's where it gets interesting. In 2019, the U.S. Mint released pennies from multiple mints: Philadelphia, No Mint Mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, and a few of them were struck with serious errors or unusual finishes that make collectors go wild. The $5.6 million penny, 201 to 4 o'clock. There's a legend circulating in coin collecting communities about a 2019 Lincoln penny that fetched, or is believed to be worth, $5.6 million due to an ultra-rare mint error combined with a flawless grade and historical significance. But what kind of coin could command that kind of money? Top factors for rare penny value, let's break it down. 1. Rarity, only a few known to exist. 2. Mint error, possibly double die obverse, wrong planchet, or off-metal strike. 3. Condition, graded MS70 or PR70 by PCGS or NGC. 4. Demand, intense collector interest and bidding wars. Reality check and confirmed sales, 4:01 to 6 o'clock. Now, let's get real for a moment. While the $5.6 million penny might be more urban legend than confirmed sale, there are genuine 2019 error pennies that have sold for hundreds, and even thousands, of dollars. For example, white heavy checkmark a 2019 W Lincoln Shield cent with a double die sold for $6.45. White heavy checkmark another 2019 penny struck on a dime planchet fetched over $3,000. White heavy checkmark and high grade 2019 W proofs with special labels can go for $50, $150 easily. What to look for? 6:01 to 7:30. So how do you spot a potential gold mine in your change? Magnifying glass tilted left, look for *2019 W cents, only in proof/mint sets, *off-center strikes or wrong planchets, *double die obverse or reverse *copper instead of zinc composition, *uncirculated coins with mirror-like surfaces. Use a 10x magnifying glass and check coinfacts.com. How to sell and cash in. 7:31 to 8:30. Think you found something special? Here's what to do. 1. Get it graded by PCGS or NGC. 2. Compare it with sold listings on eBay or Heritage Auctions. 3. Consider consigning with a reputable auction house. Who knew that your path to riches might start with something worth just 1 cent? If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of high-value Lincoln pennies, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon for more money-making coin videos. Did you know that a simple penny, yes, a 1-cent coin, could be worth over $5 million? That's right. One rare 1982 Lincoln penny could turn your pocket change into life-changing money. Magnet, stick around, because today we're diving into one of the wildest and most valuable coins in U.S. history. The 1982 penny. What makes it special? 0:16 to 1:30 of U.S. coin composition changes. In 1982, the U.S. Mint made a major change, switching the penny's composition from 95% copper to 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating. Why? Rising copper prices made pennies more expensive to produce than they were worth. During this transition, the Mint produced pennies with both compositions, and in various minting styles. That led to 7 different 1982 penny varieties: 1982 large date copper, small date copper, large date zinc, small date zinc, and so on. But here's the kicker: one rare variety shouldn't even exist, the Holy Grail, 1982, D small date copper penny, 131 to 230, camera with flash / dramatic zoom in on a 1982, D small date copper penny. Enter the 1982, D small date copper penny. Minted in Denver, this coin was believed to have only been struck in zinc. But a few rare examples were accidentally struck on the old copper planchets. Only a few of these have ever been authenticated, and one sold for an estimated $18,000. But numismatic experts believe its true market potential could reach up to $5.4 million at auction. That's right, 5.4 million. For one single penny. How to identify a $5 million penny, 2:31 to 4 o'clock, magnifying glass tilted left / overhead shot of someone inspecting pennies with a scale and magnifier. Now you're probably wondering, how can I find one? Start with any 1982 D penny. Look for the D mint mark below the date. Then, examine the date itself. If the numbers are slim and evenly aligned, you may have a small date variety test tube. Next, weigh the coin. A copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams, while zinc pennies are just 2.5 grams. Use a digital scale that measures to 2 decimal places. If you've got a 1982 D penny with a small date that weighs around 3.11 grams, congratulations. You might be holding a multi-million-dollar treasure, history, mystery and market value. 401 to 530, of historical U.S. Mint documents. The U.S. Mint never intended for copper planchets to be used at Denver that year, which makes this an accidental rarity, born out of a transition year. That's what makes it so valuable. In recent years, the rare 1982 D small date copper pennies have seen skyrocketing demand. Coin collectors and investors are constantly on the hunt. Briefcase, some experts believe one in pristine condition, especially with third-party certification from PCGS or NGC, could break auction records, where to sell or certify, 531 to 630. If you think you have the real deal, don't sell it at a pawn shop or online auction just yet. Locked, get it certified. Reputable services like PCGS and NGC can authenticate and grade your coin, and that stamp of approval could multiply your payday. It's worth the wait. Because the difference between an unknown penny and a certified one could literally be millions. So the next time you see a 1982 penny, don't just toss it in the change jar. Weigh it. Study it. You might be sitting on a fortune. Thumbs up, smash that like button, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and drop a comment if you've checked your change already. Bell, turn on notifications, because the next video could show you how to find a coin worth even more. Where your spare change might just make you a millionaire. Moneybag today, we're diving into one of the wildest stories in coin collecting, how one 1980 Lincoln penny reportedly sold for over $5 million. Could you have one just like it? Let's find out. You won't believe how a tiny copper coin from your pocket change could be worth more than a Ferrari, a mansion, or even some lottery jackpots. Stick around, we'll show you how to spot the rare ones, why they're valuable, and how you can cash in. History of the 1980 penny, 040, let's go back to 1980. Ronald Reagan was about to take office, disco was fading, and the U.S. Mint was still producing Lincoln pennies made of 95% copper. That's right, if you have a 1980 penny, it likely weighs 3.11 grams because it was struck in copper, not zinc. Fun fact flash, the switch to zinc happened in 1982, making the 1980 penny one of the last few copper coins. But wait, it's not the metal alone that makes it valuable. The $5.3 million penny? 120. Rumors online talk about a 1980 Lincoln cent that fetched a whopping $5.3 million at auction. But here's the truth, no official records from major auction houses like Heritage or Stack's Bowers confirm this. So, is it a myth? Possibly. But, there are some 1980 pennies that are legitimately worth thousands. High-grade 1980 MS 67 plus red penny sold for over $2,000. What makes a 1980 penny valuable? 210, let's break it down. Here's what makes a 1980 penny worth serious cash: white heavy checkmark mint errors, like double dies, off-center strikes, or clipped planchets. White heavy checkmark high grades, pennies graded MS67 red or better. White heavy checkmark full red color, the more luster and less oxidation, the higher the value. White heavy checkmark rare varieties, look out for RPMs, repunched mint marks, and other oddities. Magnifying glass tilted left. Pro tip: use a magnifying glass and check the date, mint mark, and edges carefully. How to check if your penny is rare. 3 o'clock, want to know if your 1980 penny is a jackpot? Here's what you do. 1. Weigh it, should be about 3.11 grams, copper. 2. Look for mint errors, especially doubling on the date or Liberty. 3. Check the mint mark. D is Denver, no mark is Philly. 4. Get it graded, send it to PCGS or NGC if it looks flawless, and never clean your coins. That kills the value. Current market value: 4 o'clock, most 1980 Lincoln pennies are worth 1 cent, but those in top condition or with rare errors can go for $50, $500, or even over $5000. Eyes example: a 1980 D Lincoln cent graded MS67 red sold for $3,800. So while the $5.3 million story may be exaggerated, the opportunity to make money is 100% real, if you know what to look for. So, what are you waiting for? Check your piggy bank, flip that jar of pennies, and see if you're holding onto a hidden gem. This 1979 penny could make you a millionaire. Moneybag Lincoln cent worth $5.2 million? Did you just walk past a fortune and not even realize it? What if I told you that a simple penny, yes, a 1979 Lincoln cent, might be worth over $5 million? Sounds impossible, right? But stick around, because we're diving into a real numismatic mystery that has collectors buzzing and wallets twitching. 1979 penny, worth $0.01, or $5.2 million? The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency since 1909. Designed by Victor D. Brenner, it features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln and has seen relatively few changes, until small errors and variations began making headlines. Archival footage of minting process transitioned to close-up shots of various Lincoln pennies over the decades. In 1979, the U.S. Mint produced over 6 billion pennies. But not all of them were created equal. While most are worth face value, a few rare errors and varieties from that year have stunned experts and collectors alike. Types of 1979 pennies: 2 to 4 o'clock. There are 3 primary types of 1979 pennies, from the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, the Denver Mint, D, and the San Francisco Mint, S. While most are common, the San Francisco proof pennies are more sought after, and even within those, some contain stunning mistakes. Comparison chart on screen of 1979 P, 1979 D, and 1979 S pennies, with arrows pointing to mint marks. One such error? The 1979 S Type 2 proof penny. It features a clearer, more defined S mint mark compared to the Type 1. These can fetch hundreds, sometimes thousands, at auction. But the crown jewel of 1979? An alleged ultra-rare misstrike or experimental piece rumored to be valued at up to $5.2 million. The $5.2 million penny mystery. 4 to 6 o'clock, let's address the elephant in the room. Is there really a 1979 Lincoln penny worth $5.2 million? Reports have circulated online, claiming a one-of-a-kind error coin, possibly a double denomination or an off-metal strike, sold privately for that staggering sum. Newspaper headlines: mocked up, auction gavel slamming, dramatic zoom on coin. While such claims remain unverified by major auction houses, it's not entirely impossible. Error coins like the 1943 copper penny or the 1974 aluminum cent have sold for hundreds of thousands. And in the world of numismatics, rarity is king. But before you get your hopes up, remember, most 1979 pennies are only worth a cent, unless you know exactly what to look for. How to spot a valuable penny. 6 to 8 o'clock, want to find a treasure in your change jar? Here's what to look for in a 1979 penny that could be worth money. Sharp and clear, mint mark, especially the Type 2 double die obverse, doubling on the date or Liberty off metal strike, e.g., a penny struck on a dime planchet mint state condition, MS67 or higher. Real examples of coin grading, side-by-side shots of error coins versus regular coins, and remember, condition is everything. Even rare errors lose value if they're scratched or heavily circulated. Final thoughts and call to action. 8 to 9 o'clock, so, can a 1979 penny make you rich overnight? Maybe. But the real secret is knowledge. Learn what to look for, check your change, and maybe, just maybe, you'll strike gold in copper form. Hand placing 1979 penny under magnifying glass, text pops up, do you have a rare penny? Have you ever looked at your spare change and thought, could this be my golden ticket? Well, hold on to your pennies, because one 1976 Lincoln penny could be worth up to $5.1 million. That's right, one single copper coin might just change your life forever. Today we're diving deep into one of the most incredible stories in U.S. coin history. This is not a drill. If you have this rare penny, you could be sitting on a fortune. The Lincoln penny was first minted in 1909 to celebrate President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Fast forward to 1976, the U.S. was celebrating its bicentennial, but unlike quarters and halves, the humble penny didn't get a flashy redesign. Still, the Denver Mint produced over 4.2 billion pennies that year, so why would one of them be worth millions? 2. Why it's rare. 2 to 4 o'clock, here's the twist. Most 1976 Lincoln pennies are worth just 1 cent. But there are a few exceptions. Ultra-rare mint error coins that were struck on the wrong planchet, have double dies, or exhibit dramatic off-center strikes. These rare varieties, combined with perfect condition and grading, are what give a coin the potential to skyrocket in value. What makes it valuable? Asterisk struck on silver planchet, asterisk double die obverse, asterisk full red luster, MS67+, asterisk mint errors. In fact, rumors in the numismatic community mention an ultra-rare 1976 penny struck on a silver planchet by mistake. Yes, that's a penny made from silver, which makes it an extreme anomaly and incredibly valuable. Market value and grading. 4 to 6:30, let's talk cash. The average 1976 penny is worth a cent, but a near-perfect uncirculated example, graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, could fetch between $1,000 and $5,000. But here's where things get wild. Some collectors and sources claim that a misprinted or off-metal 1976 penny sold for over $5.1 million at a private sale. While unverified, if true, it would be one of the most valuable pennies ever sold. How to check your penny. So how can you find out if your 1976 penny is the $1 million one? Asterisk check for a Denver mint mark below the date. Asterisk look for minting errors or unusual metal color. Asterisk weigh the penny. Standard copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams. Asterisk use a magnifying glass to inspect for double dies. Asterisk get it graded by PCGS or NGC if it looks uncirculated. If your penny looks flawless or has anything strange about it, don't spend it. Get it professionally graded ASAP. The gold rush of pennies, 8 to 9:30, we're living in a golden, or should I say copper, age of coin collecting. As rare coins continue to spike in value, everyday people are finding treasures in their pocket change. So take a second look at that jar on your shelf. That 1976 Lincoln penny might just be your ticket to early retirement. Like and subscribe if you love rare coins and hidden treasures. Leave a comment if you've ever found a valuable coin, and don't forget, check your change, because millions could be waiting for you in your pocket.